Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about my progression so far in Escape from Tarkov's new patch 0.40 and some of the things that I focused on at the very start and what I'm actually going to be doing now. So for content, what you guys are seeing in the background, I'm just going to speed up some of the live stream content from the first night all the way up until today. I'm just going to be taking random various moments that I thought were really important and kind of touch on how I got started, some of the decisions I made from the very beginning of the game all the way up until level 27, almost 29, which is going to be significant to get the level 4 traders. I suspect by the time you guys are watching this, I will already be level 29, so it's basically up until that point. And I just wanted to also mention that you guys might have different strategies and different things that you focus on first, which is great. This is just what I'm doing for this patch, and I'll probably do variations of this in future patches until the game changes significantly. Like, I can imagine soon they're going to be doing like a task rework, which is going to change things. Reputation is going to have more of an impact, the karma system, things like that. Just things, unforeseen things that are not currently affecting the game. So what I do here might not be working forever, but it totally works for me, and it might work for you. Alright, so at the very start of the game, I'm gearing up with some pretty low tier gear, very similar to things that you'd get from the beginner's loadout guide, so AKSs, pistols, and my primary goal is to get on the customs and start hunting down as many keys as possible, heading to the messenger's body behind the garages to get the unknown key, and then slowly moving through, collecting as much gear as I can from the duffel bags for future therapist tasks, and then also seeking the machinery key for the bronze pocket watch. But this is something I want you guys to try, and let me know in the comment section. I've heard rumors that you can open up that truck door by hitting it with the hatchet 5 times. I don't know if that's actually true. I would love to see if one of you guys could try that out for me. But anyway, so that's my primary goal, picking up weapons like the Vepr, examining as many things as possible, because you're going to have to basically examine everything that you find, which is going to give you a reasonable amount of experience. But I wouldn't focus on your PMC's level and experience yet. I would just focus on gathering the keys that you'll need for your tasks. In the description box below, I have an entire list of keys that you're going to need to collect, and I'm also going to be including a list of items that you need to keep. Now, in my previous videos for Prep War and Therapist, there were moments where you needed to collect certain items, like the 60 round mags and the morphine, that you could just buy directly from the traders themselves. Seemed pretty stupid at the time. That has changed, so you can no longer buy morphine at level 2 or level 3 therapist, and you can no longer buy 60 round mags from Prep War. That means that you're going to have to get creative with how you actually get those items. Now, for Prep War, the task is actually called ice cream cones, and you have to go to this, well, it says in the quest text that you go to the room ZB14 on the woods, and you'll find stacks of 60 round magazines there that you collect for Prep War. Well, as myself and many other Escape from Tarkov players unfortunately found out, they are not there. There is no 60 rounders, or there's a very small chance because there's a green crate. So the alternative method would be collecting hard drives. So that's new. You got to start collecting hard drives. You need 12 hard drives, so add that to your lists. And morphine, which is something I did not know. I assumed that you'd be able to buy morphine at level 3 therapist. So in my first couple of days of playing the new patch, I was just cranking on the morphine. I found a lot of it from killing scavengers, actually, in the scav backpacks and the pockets, and I would just use that all the time as my prime painkiller source, because it's usually what all I could find whenever I ran out. So that was a critical mistake. Everything else, for the most part, from what I can see, is relatively the same. You also want to keep an eye out for things like spark plugs, car batteries, and again, an entire list of items in the comment section below. And for tasks, I did not want to focus on skier first. The reason why is, with the new changes to the medical system, which I made an entire video about yesterday, you will no longer be able to buy multi-purpose medication from any of the traders other than therapists. And Peacekeeper level 4 sells a grizzly, but as I mentioned in that video as well, grizzlies are going to be not as important now that the medical system has changed. So you really want to focus on therapist. I've already had a lot of people come to me in the Twitch chat and say that I focused on skier first, what do I do? Well, you need to look at the reputation losses when you're completing your tasks. Sometimes it's not worth completing a skier task because of the reputation negatives that you're going to gain from Prep War and Therapist. So you need to do enough tasks for both Prep War and Therapist to the point where you won't lose enough reputation to de-level you. So you're going to want to stay at Therapist level 2 at all times. So make sure you keep an eye on that. The task I'm talking about is called Stirrup, where you have to kill 12 PMCs for skier. I believe it's the second task after you turn in the forearmor, and you lose significant reputation with Therapist and Prep War. So if you do that and you turn that in, you're going to have a bit of a hard time because the collection tasks for Therapist are going to take you a decent amount of time to complete, unless you have amazing RNG, which you might have, but I wouldn't bank on that. And I wouldn't be gambling with your traders and your ability to have the equipment that you need to succeed. Now, I kind of got a little jumpy there, but I want to get back to the key farming thing before I continue this video, because I'm going to get questions on how you key farm. There's really no sense for me to create my own video on that because it's very simple. You want to loot filing cabinets and you want to loot the backpacks of scavs and the pockets of scavengers. Now, there's some locations that keys will be spawning most of the time inside of jackets, and that is at the end of the military checkpoint on customs. There is a 114 key, and that is a key that is always going to be there for the quest for Therapist, and also a key such as the machinery key inside the dorms, which is needed for the bronze pocket watch, as well as a 220 key inside of a train cart for a skier task. So there are some rare situations where you can go to those questing locations to pick up the keys that you need, but for the most part you're going to be farming filing cabinets and scav backpacks for pretty much all the keys that you need to find. So yeah, that's going to be your first couple days on Escape from Tarkov, finding the keys, completing the tasks, and collecting the items that you need to keep for future tasks to make it easier on yourself. Naturally, you're going to be gaining some PMC experience, and you're also going to be gaining some soft skill experience, which is going to help you down the road when you start wanting to max out your character near the end of the game. You really don't have to worry too much about soft skills at the moment. I was creating this really elaborate plan to focus on soft skills, but I don't know when the next wipe is going to be. It's probably going to be in like 2 months. I don't know if I'm going to take it that seriously. I think primarily what I'm going to do is focus on getting all of my traders to rank 4 or loyalty status, and then just start doing some PvP and encounters, and in the off hours do a little bit of strength training, but it's going to take a long fucking time to train your strength. I did a little bit of strength training tonight and I got like 2 levels of strength, but it took me like 2 hours to do. So when people in the future, like let's say hypothetically, if I get 51 strength, y'all know what I've been through to get to that point. It's going to take a long time. Is it worth it? That is completely up to you. If you want to spend 30 plus hours training your soft skills so you can be a practical god and run around and jump higher than your opponents, hit harder, move faster, it's totally worth it at the very end, but that's a lot of time investment and it's not the most stelling gameplay. So just be mindful that jumping around, weighing over burdens is going to take you a long time. You can also do it by throwing grenades and also breaching doors and killing people with a hatchet, but doing hatchet runs is not an effective way of strength training, and I don't think kicking in doors constantly is as well. We've basically figured out that making your character weigh more than their allowed carry weight is how you do it in the most effective way, and it's going to take a fairly long time, so get ready for the long haul if you want to do that. Now, after you do some initial tasks and you have enough reputation and loyalty with all the traders to start leveling them up, you're going to have to worry about getting your experience of your PMC up to meet the requirements of the traders. Now, before this patch, that was a very easy thing to do, and it's not hard because you basically get experience for everything that you do in this game, but it is also very time consuming. They nerfed the amount of experience that you gain from killing and doing every action in the game. You still get a lot of experience from killing PMCs, but everything else has totally been reduced. So for example, last patch, it wouldn't be irregular for me to get 40,000 experience per raid. Right now, it's pretty outstanding if I get 9,000 or above. So that's kind of a massive change. With your ability to level your PMC has been significantly reduced. I spent the entire day today, so over 6 hours on my live stream, for the most part, leveling up my PMC inside the factory from level 23 to 28. I'm just about 28. I'm like 100 experience away. By the time you watch this, like I said, I'll probably be level 28 or 29. But that was the most effective way for me to get experience. So if you're looking to level up your PMC extremely quickly, which is really only important at the very start of a patch if you're kind of racing with other players to see who can max out their character before anybody else, that's why that would be important. Or if you want to maximize your time and be efficient to hit those trader requirements, then killing players on the factory is the way to do that this patch. So I was averaging around 1,300 experience a minute while playing on the factory. So that's the best way. Like if you chill on customs and woods and shoreline, you might have a little bit more fun, I think, but you're not going to be leveling up your PMC as quickly. So get ready to get crazy in the factory, specifically farming PMCs. So what I would do is I would spend on average 4 minutes a game. So I would go in, I would look and hunt down all the players, kill as many as I can, die trying or escape. I didn't really care if I survived or not. I only really wanted to kill the players, and it worked pretty well, but again, it's going to take you a long time. Now, your quote-unquote end goal with your PMC leveling and progression when it comes to experience is level 35. So the last trader loyalty requires you to be level 35, and that is for therapist. So everything above level 35 at this point it's just bonus. It's basically prestige if you want to look at it like that, and there's nothing else to it. Prapor, Peacekeeper are level 29, Skier is level 30, and Therapist is level 35. So those are all the levels that you need to get your traders to max. After that, you can kind of get a little bit more comfortable and lax with it, but until then, that is the best way to do it. Now, to end the video, let's talk about probably the biggest question I'm going to get is, Deli, how the hell did you get a documents holder, and how did you get your factory key? So there is currently 2 effective ways of obtaining your document holder right now, and one seems to be better than the other. So I got my document holder while doing a scav run on the customs. Now, when I was looking for the factory key and the document holder, I would do my scav run every single time it was available and queue into customs and rush down the gas station exit looking for the document holder that spawns on the table. I did this last patch and the patch before that, and I never found anything. This time, however, I got very lucky and I was able to actually obtain the document holder, which is honestly probably the most sought after item. It is honestly better than the factory key, and I'm going to say it. It's more important than the factory key. The reason why is it takes up 2 slots in your inventory and holds 16 keys. So that's huge, especially for you standard edition guys that have their entire inventory full of junk that you need for leveling up your soft skills. Or sorry, not leveling up your soft skills, but well, maybe, but primarily doing your tasks. And I feel bad for you guys. But don't worry, eventually you guys will be able to level up your stash in the right way and by completing tasks and doing things in the game. So you're not always going to need to upgrade your game to the best edition to increase that stash size. First off, I'm gonna go check this out. So a scav mode is, we are a player AI. No way. No fucking way. No fucking way. Now, the second way that you can get the document holder is new, and that's in the marked room. So the marked room before this patch was pretty much ignored by everybody. Don't do that now. Things have changed. Alarms are sounding. It's probably the best room in the game because it can spawn anything in the game, and it seems to be preferring to spawn amazing gear. So we're talking DVLs, SV98s, VSS Ventures, AS Vals, M4s. it all spawns there, and it has a really high chance to spawn. I have found an SV98, a VSS, and an AS Val there, as well as numerous AKs that had attachments. So definitely go and check that out. It's totally worth it. And the document holder also spawns in the March room. And when you find a document holder, it comes with keys inside. So there's a chance that you can also get your factory key and the checkpoint key from inside of that bag, which is also really huge. So if you're struggling to find the factory key and you already have a documents holder, keep farming the March room, because there's a good chance that you can get an additional documents holder, which will or may, well, which not will, but it might hold the factory key, which is huge. And I've been rambling on for 15 minutes about progression. I know it's been a long video, so I'll end with the factory key. So the factory key, I've made a video on this before. The spawns are very much the same, and I was trying all weekend to get it, and it took me a long time, but I finally got it by going to the 3-story dorms in the office. It was sitting on the table next to the TV in its original placement. That's where you used to be able to farm it, and it was just sitting right there. I got super lucky. I know, guys, I farmed that location for hours, if not days at this point, and I finally got it. So the fact that I already have a documents holder and a factory key is a definite bonus to my ability to collect loot in this game by going to the dorms and basically having free reign. So what's going to be happening next? Well, I'm currently focusing on gathering gas analyzers and morphine, so that's my current goal. I'm going to be trying to get to level 35 and completing most of the tasks that I need to do, but really at this point I technically only need to do therapist tasks, so everyone else has the reputation that they need for loyalty. So if I start messing around with Skier a little bit, it's gonna throw Prapor and the therapist off. So my goal, finish the therapist, maybe consider finishing Prapor, and then complete the Skier tasks that I need. So that's going to be happening in progression part 2. So hope you guys found this video useful and you can grab some information about that. Let me know what you guys think of the game so far in the comment section below. And some standard like player hunting, PvP, slower down gameplay is going to be happening in the future. I just wanted to speed things up to showcase the repetitive action of what you need to do. And I hope you guys enjoyed that change of pace. And if you guys want to see more of these progression videos, then let me know in the comment section below. It's the point of these progression videos is me just kind of talking to you guys podcast style on the shit that I'm doing in the game. It's not overly structured, and I'm trying to just give you guys as much little tidbits of information as possible. Anyways, guys, happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.